Local breaking news this morning. An East Grand Forks woman is in jail after police say she hit a North Dakota Highway Patrol car on I-94. A trooper was in his vehicle helping a stranded driver and a tow truck on the shoulder of I-94 in Jamestown last night around 7:30 when a driver approaching those vehicles slowed down, sideswiped the squad car and kept going. The trooper had his lights on, including an arrow pointing traffic to go into the other lane.
The trooper chased down the driver and arrested 51-year-old Angela Fikert for driving under suspension, driving without insurance, and failure to yield to an emergency vehicle. Neither Fikert nor the trooper were hurt in the crash.
From the state of North Dakota, Cody Nathaniel Holt.
Thousands gathered for a candlelight vigil in our nation's capital last night to pay their respects to officers who died in the line of duty in 2019 and 2020. Grand Forks police officer Cody Holte is among those honored.
His name has been added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Wall. The event concludes with a memorial service at the lawn of the Capitol tomorrow.
Police are issuing urgent warnings about a deadly drug that's now being found in something that looks like bubble gum. The drug is fentanyl. As you know, a powerful opioid used to treat pain.
Police around the nation are coming across this substance in gum form during encounters with drug users. They've said they've seen it in yellow and blue, and that symbolizes different levels of potency.
Former President Bill Clinton is in the hospital for a non-COVID related infection. He was admitted to the University of California Irvine Medical Center on Tuesday.
Doctors say the former president was admitted for close monitoring and administered IV antibiotics and fluids. They say the president is responding well to his treatment. A jury is now deciding the fate of a former West Fargo high school teacher. 59-year-old Ronald Thompson is charged with luring a minor for sex.
Prosecutors say Thompson sent explicit messages to someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl. But Thompson's attorney says his client never arranged to meet with the teen to have sex. The jury reconvenes this morning at 9.
It is now 6:52 on this Friday morning. 44 degrees right now in the metro. Cool start. Lisa Green lets us know what to expect. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, it's cool, but we're not looking at that patchy frost we were concerned about for this morning. Temperatures have stayed just enough above that freezing range that we're holding that off for one more day at least. Here's a look outside in Grand Forks. We have had some passing drizzle or sprinkles moving through the Grand Forks area. Light rain possible for you. We've seen some of those drops on our camera there up at Home of Economy, and we have reports of rain out at the airport too. 42 degrees in Grand Forks right now. Again, Fargo 44 with mostly cloudy skies. Thief River Falls 41, and there are some places that have been into the 30s. Fergus Falls, Devil's Lake, both at 39 degrees, and it's 40 currently in Bemidji. So here's a look at that radar. You can see most places in northwest Minnesota still looking pretty quiet, but we are getting some rain. Spotty and very light in eastern North Dakota and moving southeastward toward Minnesota here this morning. And this is all still associated with that low, another impulse moving through of instability, and it's just enough to touch off those showers up around Devil's Lake or north of Devil's Lake into Towner County, but also in Grand Forks. You can see that light green on the map moving through from northwest to southeast toward Crookston. And then in Cass County, check this out. North of Castleton right now, we've got an area of deeper green, even a little yellow indicated on the radar, and that's moving southeastward. So that's going to approach the Fargo-Moorhead area. Be ready to have to use those windshield wipers. It's not going to be heavy, but still, we're going to be dealing with that as that moves through this morning. And some other places around the valley also picking up a little bit of rain. Here's a look at your bus stop planner. So this morning, be ready for the potential for some showers. Again, very light, but still the kids may want their rain jackets out at the bus stop to start off. Temperatures cool as well. Factor in some wind for your plans to be outdoors today. We're talking wind chills in the 30s right now. And then this afternoon, more cloud cover temperatures that are going to be a little bit milder into the low 50s, but it's still going to be a gray day today. Now tomorrow, our first alert weather day. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be down to near the freezing mark. We have a forecast low of 33 and a high of 61. So eventually we'll warm up. We'll get some sunshine, but it may have some impacts on your plants, your flowers that you have outdoors. Make sure you're bringing those inside and taking care to protect your gardens as well, because we do have some nice days ahead. 61 Saturday, Sunday getting into the mid-60s with sunshine.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have those mums out on their porches,
Yes.
you know, so yeah, either make sure you bring them maybe in the garage or put a sheet over the top of them if you want to keep them for the rest of the fall here.
Great idea.
Lisa, thank you.
A Moorhead teenager is facing charges after reports of a student with a gun in his backpack at the new high school career academy in Moorhead. The school went into lockdown yesterday afternoon.
The student was taken into custody and officers confiscated a replica gun. The student is now facing several charges, including a felony charge of terroristic threats. It was a scary morning for people in the Ada-Borup West School District as a school bus carrying children was hit by a pickup. 4 Ada-Borup West students were then rushed to the hospital. One of them had to be airlifted. The superintendent says some injuries are serious. Thankfully, they're not life-threatening.
Clay County Sheriff says it appears a pickup traveling on 40th Street North failed to yield to that school bus at 190th Avenue. The sheriff says the driver of the pickup was hurt, but his injuries are not life-threatening. A man has been sentenced for the death of a Grand Forks man back in 2015. Stephen Pinto of Rhode Island was sentenced to 33 years in federal prison for his role in a fentanyl trafficking operation that resulted in the overdose. He's charged with conspiracy to distribute and import controlled substances, money laundering, and obstruction of justice.
Pinto was part of an international narcotics trafficking ring. They were receiving fentanyl from Canada and China. The investigation started in North Dakota in January of 2015 with the overdose death of 18-year-old Bailey Henke of Grand Forks. Operation Denial has now led to 31 defendants charged in North Dakota, including 3 Canadian nationals from Quebec. They're awaiting trial in Fargo. That's scheduled for next October. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will soon announce expanded COVID-19 testing options and launch new incentives to get teenagers vaccinated. The administration plans to massively expand testing capacity statewide.
Meanwhile, state health officials are seeking donations of services, products, and unique experiences to offer to 12 to 17-year-olds who get vaccinated. Those incentives will expand as well to 5 to 11-year-olds if they're approved for shots.
The Liberian population in the Red River Valley, it's growing, and more than 24 Liberian business owners met with city officials yesterday from Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead. Some of those topics they discussed included loans being denied and also cultural differences between Liberians and Americans. And they have the potential to cause some strife and tension with other people living in the FM Metro.
One example that was brought up is the typical speaking volume of Liberians. They say it can be misconstrued as yelling. West Fargo Mayor Bernie Dardis addressed the topic over security and safety that was brought by the Liberian community.
It doesn't matter where you live in our communities. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter. We're going to provide the security for you.
People say they hope the event will bring the Liberian community and city officials closer together.
And here's a reminder about health insurance enrollment. Medicare begins their annual enrollment period today. It runs through December 7th. MNsure opens its enrollment period November 1st to January 15th.
Private insurance companies also open their enrollment around this time of the year as well. The North Dakota Game and Fish Department is allowing hunters to get their money back if they don't want to take a shot at a deer hunting this fall. The department says that hunters may have a tough time finding deer after an EHD outbreak decimated the deer population in several areas, especially in western North Dakota.
Hunters can turn their license in for a refund. They just need to mail their tag with a note requesting a refund by November 4th. All right, someone who shopped in North Dakota is $1 million richer. State lottery officials say someone bought a ticket in Wahpeton in the Southern Valley, matching 5 white balls for Wednesday's drawing.
That's pretty close. Take a look at your screen right now. That's the winning number. That ticket was sold at the Cenex C-Store. They'll also get $5,000 for selling that ticket. No, it wasn't Lisa or I that bought that ticket.
We're still here.
But if you did buy it, you know, we do accept gifts. So.
Absolutely.
Turning violence into peace. That's what community activists in Peru are doing with some new playground equipment there.
Pretty cool. They melted down some of the guns that were confiscated in crimes and made it into playground equipment.
Yes, it is. And as far as our answer to the question of the morning on Facebook, 1 in 4 kids say this is the worst about riding with their parents, yelling at other drivers. Have a great day.